Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Two news stories for you. Firstly, Tsadkan, General Tsadkan Gabriel Sai, and Getachew Reda. The last 3 days talked about war between Eritrea and Ethiopia, or the ongoing tensions between the two countries. The two, though they're of the same camp, have different assessment of the gravity of the situation. Why? What is the reason behind that? Who is speaking the truth? Uh, why is that Getachew's views are different from Tsadkan's views? Secondly, about South Sudan, where it seems that now other countries are going to be players in South Sudanese internal conflict, which seems to be on the cards. An African country deployed its special forces to Juba, South Sudan today. Let's have a look at this news story first. South Sudan is on the verge of another civil war between LMO groups led by Salva Kiir and Reich Machar. Salva Kiir is the president, Reich Machar is deputy president. They signed peace deal around 5 years ago after a deadly civil war which left around 400,000 dead. But the peace deal could not be fully implemented. Election could not be held, and South Sudan saw economic crises as well. Now it seems that the two groups are back to the square one. Uh, Reich Machar backed White Army is fighting South Sudan's national forces led by Salva Kiir in Nasser town, where a general was also killed conducting a rescue mission a few days ago. Salva Kiir has put Reich Machar under house arrest. He has fired Minister of Petroleum, some of the ministers too. He has fired the Deputy Chief of Military, who is from Reich Machar group. Military, government have representation of both the parties. That is why if Reich Machar and Salva Kiir don't reach some sort of agreement, military will split, government will split, war is on the cards. Today, an African country deployed its special forces to Juba, Uganda. Mahuzi Kainerugaba, son of Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni, announced today that South Sudan special forces have been deployed to Juba. He shared a video clip showing he said that Ugandan soldiers have been deployed to Juba, South Sudan. Moses Rugaba posted a clip too showing Ugandan special force soldiers landing at an airport in Juba. South Sudan is now involved in this war. Is South Sudan's military coming to now Uganda is involved in this conflict as a mediator or as a player? Are Ugandan forces entering South Sudan to support Salva Kiir or to mediate? They're entering South Sudan to support Salva Kiir's government. Reported. Salva Kiir is not in Juba. Some say there are fears that soon we could see fighting in Juba between the two sides. That is why he's not in Juba, reportedly. Military not fully under Salva Kiir control, because I said earlier, military consists of both the groups. Military is going to split, and some military commanders are not obeying the orders of Salva Kiir. They don't want operation. They don't want to be part of operation against white militia, white army backed by Reich Machar. While Uganda is involved, UAE is also gaining ground in South Sudan. Sudanese Minister of Minerals today criticized South Sudan, saying that UAE has established a base in South Sudan. UAE has established a field hospital in South Sudan, but Sudan says that this field hospital is basically a base established by UAE to support rapid support forces and maybe to support one party in South Sudanese civil war too, if it happened. Ethiopia shares border with South Sudan. Another country which has a border with Ethiopia has been seeing a war for over a year, that is Sudan. If South Sudan turns into a war zone, that could have an impact on Ethiopia. Let's start, viewers, with the second news story, which is about different views about the imminence of war between Eritrea and Ethiopia. Views held by Getachew Reda and General Tsadkan Gabritensai. Tsadkan wrote an article yesterday, a video on that. He's very clear. He says war is imminent, it is inevitable, because preparations on the two sides have reached a level from where they cannot pull back. War will happen. He talked about how to curtail the duration of this war. He accused groups in Tigray, military commanders in Tigray, of conspiring with Eritrea for this war. He urged Tigray to be neutral, but he said Tigray will be drawn into this war. And he said that those in Tigray who are going to be part of this war, supporting Eritrea, they want to reach Addis Ababa to topple Abiy's government, and then they want to turn on Isaias Afwerki government. This is what Tsadkan's assessment about the situation is. Getachew 2 days ago addressed youths, and he shared a different picture. Firstly, he said that Tigray government would like to have working relationship with Eritrea. It would like to work with Eritrea for peace and stability in the region. Tsadkan, on the other hand, accused Eritrea that for years Eritrea has been trying to exploit and rob the resources of Ethiopia for progress, and that Eritrea destroyed Tigray. And he, if you remember, called for a strategic solution with reformed Eritrea living side by side with reformed Tigray. Getachew did not talk about reformed Eritrea. He said that yes, Tigray government should strengthen its coordination with Eritrean government for peace and stability. Secondly, importantly, he said that yes, there are tensions between the two sides, but the tensions have not reached a level where war would be likely or imminent. So he's ruling out the possibility of imminence of war. Either they have different assessments of the situation, or they have different objectives in mind. People say that Tsadkan could be having three main motives behind publishing the article about imminence of war between Eritrea and Ethiopia. Either he wants the war to happen. People say for years he has been waiting for this war. He wants to take revenge. He was removed from ENDF for proposing a march towards Asmara. Now he had this dream of march towards Asmara and Asab, and now his dream is coming true. He wants this war to happen. Firstly, others say that Tsadkan is basically trying to frighten the federal government of Ethiopia. He's telling Abiy that, see, an alliance is coming involving EPLF, Tigray Military, and EDF. You should support Getachew. Your support should be practical. And third, explanation behind Tsadkan's assessment is that maybe it's his genuine assessment. As a soldier, as a general, he believes, keeping in view the situation on the ground, that war is imminent. He has no motives, but it's his objective analysis. These are three likely explanations behind Tsadkan's assessment. By the way, people say he is the most seasoned general in East Africa, some say in Africa too. But if you remember, Tsadkan said there was no one between TDF and Addis Ababa when TDF was in Shoa and Afar. Then drones came between TDF and Addis Ababa, and Tigray forces had to withdraw. Back then, Tsadkan and Getachew said there was no one to talk to. Who should they talk to? There is no talk to. There was no one to talk to. There is no government in Addis Ababa. But within just a few months, all the assessment of Tsadkan and Getachew was proven wrong. Maybe once again, Tsadkan could be proven wrong, but he's saying that war is imminent. Getachew disagreeing with him, saying, yes, tensions are there, but it's not that tomorrow war will break up. Let's see. Thank you for watching.